Carly should come up here.
All right, we're all set.
Now that we're all here, I would like to welcome you all, friends, family, faithful groupies, to Luke and Karen's wedding. Now, given the setting, this beautiful lighthouse, I was going to tell that hoary old story about the dialogue between the battleship commander and the lighthouse operator. But I found out that that's just a lie, and I don't want to start this marriage telling you lies. So I will tell you the truth, as given to me by Luke himself. How they met. They first met contact in the old-fashioned way, by sending out brain waves to each other. When that failed to produce results, they resorted to the interwebs. Having made contact and enjoyed it after a week of talking, they decided they should see if the real person was as interesting and as exciting as the digital person. They decided that since they lived some distance apart, they should try to find a place roughly halfway between them. A bit of blindfold finger pointing at the map led them to the wonderful little town of Chatham, aka Groats Corners, New York. They set an initial date as a late lunch and figured they'd both probably keep it short. Well, it was a lovely September afternoon, and Karen is, in Luke's own words, the loveliest person to sit and chat with and have lunch with, so he didn't want to leave, and fortunately neither did she. So without noticing the passage of time, they sat and talked for a very long while after lunch. It turned out to be so long that a lovely little bar had opened up down the street. The Pint of Grrr, it's called. And they decided to check it out and see if they had some nice beer. It looked interesting, and as Luke is a bassist and a baker, Luke, he does like the beer. It was nice, but the company was even nicer. In his own words, the very best day of his life. And now, we'd like to have a few poems. The first one will be read by Luke's son, Charles.
The Passionate Shepherd to His Love, by Christopher Marlowe. Come with me, come live with me, and be my love, and we will all the pleasures prove that valleys, groves, and hills and fields, woody or steepy mountain yields. And we will sit upon the rocks, seeing the shepherds feed their flocks by shallow rivers to whose falls melodious birds sing madrigals. And I will make thee beds of roses, and 1,000 fragrant posies, a cap of flowers and a kirtle, broidered with all with leaves of myrtle, a gown made of the finest wool, which from our pretty lambs we pull, fair-lined slippers for the cold, with buckets of the purest gold, a belt of straw and ivy buds, with coral clasps and amber studs. And if these pleasures may thee move, live with me, and be my love. The shepherd swains shall dance and sing for thy delight each May morning. If these delights thy wind may move, then live with me, and be my love.
A reading by Luke's sister, Elisa.
You can stand. I guess this is.
Yeah, there's movies.
All right.
What a happy occasion this is. I am so happy. The whole Baker family is so happy to be here on such a wonderful day and sealing the love of these two wonderful people. We're so happy. I'm reading a poem by a Persian poet from the 14th century. There are differing pronunciations of his name. One person told me it's Hafez. Another said, hey, Thieves. Please pardon me if I've made a mistake either way. And never captured what it was supposed to be. Our union is like this. You feel cold, so I reach for a blanket to cover our shivering feet. A hunger comes into your body, so I run to my garden and start digging potatoes. You asked for a few words of comfort and guidance, and I quickly kneel by your side, offering you a whole book as a gift. You ache with loneliness one night, so much you weep. And I say, here is a rope. tie it around me. I will be your companion for life.
And now a reading by Karen's sister, Elaine.
It's the reading spot.
I have to agree, what lovelier setting for these two to join the rest of their lives together. So this poem, chosen by them, is Touched by an Angel by Maya Angelou. We, unaccustomed to courage, exiles from delight, lived coiled in shells of loneliness until love leaves its high, holy temple and comes into our sight to liberate us into life. Love arrives, and in its train comes ecstasies, old memories of pleasure, ancient histories of pain. Yet if we are bold, love strikes away the chains of fear from our souls. We are weaned from our timidity. In the flush of love's light, we dare be brave. And suddenly we see that love costs all we are and will ever be. Yet it is only love which sets us free. Beautiful.
The final reading will be by Karen's daughter, Shanti.
Karen's daughter, Shanti.
This one is by Albert Camus, and it's titled Return from Casa. There the world began over again every day in an ever new light. Oh light, this is the cry of all the characters of ancient drama brought face to face with their fate. This last resort was ours too, and I knew it now. In the middle of winter, I at last discovered that there was in me an invincible summer.
And now a few words from Karen herself.
Yes, I do.
Stand here together, you and I, and make a commitment to each other to stand together forevermore. Standing together means facing the wind together, facing high seas together, together holding hands like two otters so we won't drift apart. Luke, from the very beginning of our relationship, I realized standing together with you was not only pleasant in good times, but also a source of strength and comfort in the storm. Without you, I would be lost at sea and could never have accomplished as much as I have since I've known you. My dearest kindred spirit, let us fly into the sky like two ethereal gulls. Be my light, shining through the darkness, guiding me to a safe harbor. My friend, my life partner, we will swim effortlessly through the vast oceans, reaching out of the water, reaching golden shores. I will cherish our life together under God. Be my husband and life partner, Luke Bacon.
And a few words from me.
Gosh, hers were so good. I don't know if I can I want to amend, actually, one thing that Harold said. That that day in Groats Corners, that was not the best day of my life. This is. Because it makes me think that it was 65 years ago this month in San Diego that my own mom and dad were married in this very state of California, San Diego. And this is, wonderful sort of a concordance of events for us all. And I'd like to talk for a minute how a small town guy from the shores of Lake Michigan came to meet and fall in love with a lovely lady from Manhattan Beach. While we're both living in the northeastern U.S. Just one of life's great mysteries, isn't it? More importantly, is that we found that we shared so much with each other and found that we brought out the best in each other. We laughed together, cry together, or comfort one who is crying. We also have our own little lexicon of memorable quotes and moments from our years together. There's some quotes like "get a room," right? That's one of your favorites. There's one that came from me was "shut up and row." And then there was another one. Open the window. No, close the window. No, open the window. No, just a little open. And then there was another quote from me. Here's a good one. I think those rain clouds are at least 20 minutes away. And mind you, this last one I said, well, we're still about 25 minutes from our car, and then the last 15 minutes of that hike, we were getting pretty drenched. Relationships are not always easy, and Karen and I have both experienced the heartbreak and failure of one not going like we had planned. So we don't look at this with rose-colored glasses. We know that it's going to take a lot of work from both of us. But all I can say is that I want to say before all of you here that, Karen, you make me a better person. And that I could never want anything more for my life than to share the rest of my days as your friend, your companion, your lover, and your partner in crime.
Having heard and said all that, there's still the lighthouse. We can't ignore the lighthouse. It's so wonderful. A lighthouse is a large object that emits low sounds that enable people to navigate through things, rather like the bass. Now, from here, we're going to a brewery. A brewery is a place of comfort and health that gives people great joy, rather like a nurse. So it's very appropriate that today we are uniting the large, low-pitch emitting object with the object of comfort and health. And so, Luke, do you take Karen to be your lawful wedded husband, lawful wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and cherish, to be her beacon of light from this day forward until death do you part?
I do.
Karen, do you take Luke to be your lawful wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better and for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and cherish, to be his beacon of light from this day forward until death do you part?
I do.
Good. And now the rings. Are you counting on this, or do you have this one? Okay. Oh, there it is.
Karen, I give you this ring as a symbol of love, faithfulness, and trust. Wear it and know that if part of me is always with you, that you are my love, my delight. Yeah.
Luke, I give you this ring as a symbol of love, faithfulness, and trust. Wear it and know that part of me is always with you and that you are my love and my delight.
Yay!
It is now with the greatest of pleasure that I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Luke and Karen Baker.
Great. Well,
dun,
And
dun,
there'll be beer, or there'll be food over at the room we were at
The Whale
earlier.
Building.
At the Whale Building. If you weren't there earlier, I don't know. Yeah.
And we do the Mental.
You guys want to like put your arms around each other and get a group shot here?
Sure.
Group of everybody.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Harold.
Harold, Harold. All right.
Last time I will ever come to see you.
Here we go. Okay, thank your family. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you